So, how's it going, guys? Welcome back, and let's continue on chapter 3, which is Gramond. Let's continue, everyone. Boys and girls, men and women. So far, good start. The music sounds like angels. Actually, if I drown, I have to spam X button. Nicholas Jensson. Nicholas Jensson. Oh. Let's see, Nicholas Jensson. Your progress in this chapter will be lost. Okay, Nicholas Jensson. Portrait of Nicholas Jensson, 1420 to 1481. Nicholas Jensson, with the Renaissance culture and writing progressively overall the ecclesiastical sphere, the humanist movement, which spread throughout all Europe from the 6th century onwards, put man at the center of the world. These humanists promote culture and science and advocate for the polarization of all knowledge. This period also marks an interest in texts from the antiquity which are translated and broadly commented on. In Italy, the Quattrocento 15th century is characterized by a special revival of culture and the arts from the late Middle Ages. Exchanges between Germany and Italy led to the rapid spread of the movable type print press. Johann and Wendelin von Speyer, two native printers from Mainz, sailed into Venice to help popularize Roman characters, which promptly replaced the formerly used Gothic type. When Johann von Speyer dies, Nicholas Jensson, a Frenchman, takes over the workshop. Jensson, who was a trainee for several years in Gothenburg's workshop in Mainz, is acknowledged for the quality of his characters. Jensson leaves his mark by evolving the Roman alphabet on the basis of typographical principles as opposite to the old manuscript. He collaborated on the printing of over 150 Latin and Italian works and is able to run as many as 12 press at the time before his death in 1481. Okay. So, let me get this right. Quattrocentro. Yeah, quattro, that means fifth, probably. Quattrocentro. Centro, I mean century. Quattro. Special revival cultural arts from the Middle Ages. Exactly, German and Italy led to the rapid spread of the movable type printing press, as we just read last chapter. Johann and Wedelin von Speyer. Johann and Wedelin. Wait. Johann and Wedelin. Hold on a second. What does it say? Hold on. It's somewhere around here. Hold on. Johannes Fust and Peter Schafter, who takes over the title when Gutenberg dies. Johannes Fust and Peter Schafter, he said. Wait, Johannes Schafter? Hold on a second. Wendelin and Johann Schafter. Two native printers from Mainz. Okay, he didn't mention Wendelin von Preyer until now, but now I know that. Johann von Preyer dies. Nicholas Jensen. Okay. So he took over it after Nicholas Jensen died. No, wait. What I'm talking about. Johann von Speyer dies and Nicholas Jensen takes over it, yeah. And he also got new text, if I'm not... I think it is? Okay. Well, close the book, please. Let's continue. Nicholas Jensen. I don't know how you're supposed to be friends when your name sounds like a German or Norwegian or Swedish person. And I just ran straight into the goddamn spikes. Jump there. Into the darkness. What's this? Italic. Let's see. Suetonius lives of the 12 Jesus Christ 12 Caesars printed by Robert Estienne in 1540. Italic. Alde Manus, a publisher who follows in the footsteps of his grandfather, is known most notably for the invention of small portable books for forerunners of the modern pocketbook. As a humanist and reader of the ancient text, his goal is to publicize classical text at a lesser cost. To save space, in 1499 he commissioned Francesco Grifo to create a smaller typeface. Italic is slanted and narrowed than Roman characters, and a reproduced version of script that is inspired by cursive. Following a dispute, Grifo and Manus separated in 1502. Why does it sound like French there? 1502. Manues opened his own press shop in Bologna some years later, and it is in 1516 that he successfully creates a new italic font, which is considered to be one of the most flourishing of his career. His work is acknowledged at an international level and contribute to the wide spread of Roman characters. (1481). Alde Manus, a publisher who follows in the footsteps of his grandfather. It would be nice if it said who his grandfather was, but okay then. He's known for most invention of the small prose books, furthermore of the modern pocket books. Francesco Grifo. To create a smaller typeface, italic. Francesco Grifo, Alde Manus. Grifo and Manus separate in 1502. Manues opened his own press shop in Bologna some years later, and it's in 1516 that he successfully creates a new italic font, which is considered to be one of the most flourishing of his career. His work is acknowledged at an international level and contributes to the wide spread of the Roman characters. So what happened with Grifo? He commissioned Francesco Grifo to create a smaller typeface. Italic is slanted and narrower than Roman character, and it's a reproducible version of script and inspired cursive. I don't know what commissioned means, but hopefully it's what I think it is, just working together. Can we do this? Do I die faster? Oh god, I die if I go there. Fuck. I can go there. Wait, I can be in the air? Ooh. That's cool. Is there a letter down here? Nope. There's a fish who just spat me out. Another fish was spatting me out. Oh my god. Nothing down here, so I can just get the letter. That one as well. Let's continue. Alright. Next part of the scene. Let's see what this is then, boys. The human. Oh yes, I know this. Go Firoi Tori. Am I supposed to spin this around? There we go. There we go. They missed that. Is he in? Hopefully. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Let's see what this is, boys. Now, Geoffrey. Okay, again now. So we were talking about Manus, and now we talk about Grifo. Geograph wait. Francesco Grifo Geoffroy Tori. Is that the same guy or I think it's someone else now. Okay, I think it's someone else now. As of 1470, printing in France is the product of 3 German printers. These printers also established the new process at the Sorbonne University at the request of the Minister of the University of Paris, King Francois I, an independent scholar known as the Restored of Letters, owes his moniker to his active contribution and development of the arts, typography and printing. Moreover, in 1537, it is his script decree and control over written publication which sustains that a copy of every work published in France he copied and submitted to the Royal Library. During this period, printers are editors and typically humanists who want to contribute to the distribution of ancient texts. Geoffroy Tori, a printer and bookseller from Italy, teaches grammar and philosophy at the Sorbonne. He participates in the development of typographical art and sets a standard in French publishing, particularly with his famous work Champfleury, which appears in 1529, like Luca Pacioli in Italy and Albrecht Dürer in Germany before him. He seeks to create letters using a geometric and rational approach. Almost certainly drawing inspiration from Vitruvius' 10 books on architecture, his typeface consists of uppercase letters divided into 10 parts that mimic the perfect proportion of the human anatomy. Tori is titled the official printer of King Francois in 1530 and dies in Paris in 1533, so 3 years later, leaving behind a considerable amount of work. Champfleury. What did it say? So during printing immediate Champfleury, the ancient text Jerusalem printer and bookseller from Italy, chasing the at the Sorbonne. He participated in the development of typography and set standards in French publishing, particularly his famous work Champfleury. Okay. He participates in the development of typographical art and sets a standard in French publishing, particularly with his famous work Champfleury, which appears in 1529, just like in the picture on the left. Like Luca Pacioli in Italy and Albrecht Dürer in Germany before him, he seeks to create letters using a pragmatic and rational approach, almost certainly drawing inspiration from Vitruvius' 10 books on architecture. His typeface consists of uppercase letters divided into 10 parts that mimic the perfect proportion of the human anatomy. Torres title in the official printer of King Francois in the 1530 and dies in Paris in 1533, leaving behind a considerable amount of work. So he died 3 years after starting to get popular in the world. So on the left side, is that supposed to be a man trying to show like words? Like the bottom it says like K, and the top one says what? I? Well, something like that. Whatever. Now we know that much. Champfleury. Okay. Let's continue. If we can. There we go. Let's continue. Champfleury. What's next then? Why is there fire? Oh my god, that's a lot. Look, there's a fire. Boom. There we go. Why is it so fire? Really? We have to serious with that? We're gonna cover the books on fire. No PQ. What? There's gotta be something down here. Exactly. I'm not getting trolled. I'm just not getting troll spikes. Who do you think you are trying to trick me? Spam the button. There we go. Well, let's continue then. If you can, please. Why are you not going? Go. Expecting. Damn it. Ah. Really don't know what this is. God damn it. Okay, continue. Once again, another person with a long ass beard. Which means he means Robert Estienne. Okay, Robert Estienne. Portrait of Robert Estienne, 1631. No wait, 1631. Robert Estienne, throughout the 6th century, 16th century, printing technology and big book binding improve and develop in all European countries. Books and printed text become the preferred means of communication. The ideas of the Reformation. However, with the Catholic Counter-Reformation, Protestants are systematically suppressed and publishers are subject to more and more strict control. Stephen Dolet, a Parisian printer who edits numerous Protestant texts, is charged with blasphemy and treason, which leads to the destruction of his publication in 1544 in bonfire held in square on Notre Dame. 2 years later, in 1546, he is burned alive with his books at the stake in Place Maubert. So that explains why the books are burning on that part. Wait, can we go back there? I'm not sure I can. Well, at least I know that much. That explains why the books were on fire when I was there. So, Stephen Dolet, a Parisian printer who edits numerous Protestant texts, is charged with blasphemy and treason, which leads to the destruction of his publication in 1544 in a bonfire held in the square of Notre Dame. 2 years later, in 1546, he was burned alive with his books at the stake in Place Maubert. Wait. Hold on a second. Stephen Dolet. Did I read about him? I didn't. I don't think so, at least. Let's continue. Robert Estienne, a lexicographer and printer. Apparently everyone is a printer around here. Born in 1503 in Paris to the famous publisher Henri Estienne, is trained by Simon de Coligny's, with whom he shares a workshop with until 1526. After the death of Conrad Neubar, his predecessor Robert Estienne is appointed king's printer of Latin and Hebrew letters in 1539 and of Greek in 1540. As a supporter of the reform, Robert Estienne is in contact with the humanists throughout all Europe. He benefits from the protection of King Francois, which helps him avoid the systematic attacks and suppression on the Protestants. In 1550, shortly after the death of the king, Estienne is forced to leave and bestows his workshop to his son. He leaves France with his series Grecs du Roi and finishes his career in exile in Geneva, where he dies in 1559. Robert Estienne. Wait. Robert Estienne. Printed by Robert Estienne. Francesco Grifo. Maldemus was Potiphil's grandfather. When was he born again? Doesn't say that. 1499. Reform. Robert Estienne. Contacts with humans throughout all of Europe. Why was this? Why was so many people? Wait. Stephen Dolet, a Parisian printer who edits numerous Protestant texts, is charged with blasphemy and treason. What is that? Hold on. Let me ask pretty Google about what that means, cause I am an idiot and I don't know what it means. Once again. So let's see, my boys. Blasphemy and treason. Blasphemy is to religion and treason is to government. And oops, I pressed. Don't know what it is though. Blasphemy is the act of insulting or showing contempt of lack of reverence of a deity. Okay, so he was insulting other people. But then... okay. But... treason, what is that? In law, treason is a crime that covers some of the more extreme acts against one nation or sovereign. Historically, treason also covered the murder of specific social superiors, such as the murder of husband of his wife or that of a master by his servant. Treason against the king, and known as the high treason against the less superior, was petty treason. Treason is the crime that covers some of the... a person who commits treason is known in law as a traitor. Okay, so I guess that means traitor. So the reason that Stephen Dolet died was because he did blasphemy and treason. So he treated and insulted other people, which makes sense now. Makes sense the why the books were on fire. It's not even the slightest weird of why would people not do that if he was insulting other people and being a traitor. But Robert Estienne, a lexicographer and a printer born in famous publisher Henry Estienne, is trained by Simon the colonies with the womb of the shares a workshop with until 1526. After the death of Cornard Newbar, his predecessors. Cornard Newbar. Robert Estienne is appointed kings printer of Latin and Hebrew letters in 1539 and of Greek in 1540. As a supporter of the reform... Wait... Didn't I read about reform on the first book? What is reform? Hold on, let me search Google. Reform. What? Reform. A verb makes changes in something, especially an institution of practice, in order to improve it. What? That's not what it is. That's not what it is. A supporter of the reform. Humanists. Humanists throughout all Europe. He benefits from the protection of the King France, which helped to avoid the systematic attack and suppression on the Protestants. So people were against that guy. No people liked that guy. I'm on a boat now. I like this game actually. I like how it was made. Like I see the boat. Boat again. Do not fuck the boat up. Get in there. Into the ring. Try not to hit the goddamn spikes. Because Jesus Christ, Lord. There we go. No. What? No, I missed it again. Get back in there. Damn ball, come on, get. Yes, okay. There we go. So, what could this be? The Grex du Roy. I read about it. Wait, what was it again? Whatever, let's just... The title page with Robert Estienne's printing mark. That's his printing mark? 1548. And he died in... Wait. Okay. He died 11 years after his printing mark. Ex Bibliotheca Regia. Let me read about it, hold on. Ex official Rob Spenani. Typography religions. Okay, let's continue reading. Alright. The Greeks du Roy. The Greeks du Roy are a series of Greek characters established by typographer Claude Gramond, who comes to prominence in 1541, when three of his Greek typefaces are requested for a royally ordered book series by Estienne. Three of his Greek typefaces are requested from a royally ordered book series by Estienne. Garamond's characters are based on models made of King's Francoist by the certain copyist Angelo Angelo Vergercio, who is often acknowledged for the beauty and legibility of his characters. Gramond is most remembered from his Roman types and his rapid spread across France and beyond during the 1540 centuries. 1540s. Yeah. Okay. Charity established typographer Claude Garamond. Okay, I'm gonna read about the next chapter. Henry Estienne, who inherits the Grec du Roi upon his father, we just read about, who just died, who is right here, Robert Estienne, and which said, wait, let me read it again, hold on. Let me just look at this again. After the death of Colonel Boy, his predecessor Robert Estienne, his appointed kick from the first time to contact his parents, shortly after his death, yeah. Shortly after the death of the king, Estienne is forced to leave and bestows his workshop to his son, who is Henry Estienne II, who inherits the Greek du Roi upon his father, passing cells and characters for 400 gold coins to pay off an important debt. Another drama surrounding the famous series Grec du Roi is their exchange for Robert Estienne's second son return to France. The characters are consequently lost in the religion riot that ensues. It takes almost a century for the original molds engraved by Gramond to finally be recovered. At the request of the sovereign Louis that time, the molds are archived in the Imprimer Royal's font collection, founded in 1640. Okay. Gramond. Apparently there was like a war, apparently, okay? So there was a pretty big war around that. How did you get up there now? Wait, no. God. Go. Jump. Go on. Yes. There we go. Claude Garamond, who looks like a mafia boss. Wait, hold on a second. I gotta film that. Wait. Can I climb up there? There's definitely something up there. There's no way that they wouldn't put a letter there. Like, there's no way that they wouldn't. They must have put a letter there. They must have. Jump here. Do not fall down, please. There we go. Okay. Jump. Okay, there was nothing there. That was basically a little bit of a troll. No? Cut? Okay, whatever. This is first now. Let's read about the guy himself. Gramond. So, Portent of Claude Gramond, 1499 to 1561. And when did this guy die? 1559, which was 100 years after Gramond was born. Claude Gramond continues the work of his Geoffrey Torrey as printer of the King. Gramond is one of... Wait, I messed up. Let me try again. Claude Gramond continues the work of his Geoffrey Torrey as a printer of the King. Okay. Gramond is one of the first typographers to commercialize his font. Unlike typeface of the past, which were previously reserved for the printers' own publications, commercialization means that a typographer draws, engraves, and mails the characters himself before he sells them into the printers. Previously reserved to printers' own publication. Commercialization means that a typographer like Gramond means that the type draws, engraves, and mails the characters himself before he sells them to the printers. In 1541, Claude Gramond is commissioned to create Greek characters based on the models drawn by Angelo Vergesio. Having engraved for Robert Estienne, Garamond's Greek letters are celebrated for their elegance and earn the title of Characters of the King. Calligraphy is commissioned to create Greek characters based on the model drawn by Angelo Vergesio. Wait. I remember him. Didn't I? Angelo... Wait. Angelo Vergesio, I read about him, didn't I? Angelo Vergesio. Wait. There he is. Garamond's character are based on models based on King Vergesio by the certain copyist Angelo Vergesio, who is often acknowledged for the beauty and legibility. Something like I said, legibility of his characters. Okay. Having engraved from Robert Estienne, Garamond Greek letters are celebrated for their elegance and earn the title of Characters of the King. Okay. Let's see. After being acknowledged for his Greek letters, Garamond draws and engraves a new Roman character, which take his name Garamond, which is the name of the book. His font conveys a sense of fluidity and consistency. His font conveys a sense of fluidity and consistency, and is considered to be among the most eligible and readable typeface, thereby spreading quickly across Europe. Garamond Roman characters paired with Francesco's italics before favorites for printing the classics and are used by numerous anonymous copyists. In fact, the Garamond typeface, which has been well known since its creation, is still broadly used in editions and collections. Edited by France's leading publisher, Gallimard. Okay then. I still don't know what that means. Batik. Wait, let me just see about the second letter is a A. The first one though, that's not a B, unless I'm mistaken. Well, how does it look like again? Okay, look at L and a B above it. Wait, it looks like it. No, okay, it's like a L and a H above it. That's not it. That's the one, okay. It's a G. It's a G. G-A. G-A. Wait. G-A. I think the T. Yeah. No, go back there. G-A. H. I. And last letter, I think it's Gathic. Wait. I'll look again. Gathier, okay. So it's Gathier, okay. Good to know. Well, I guess we know one thing for sure. With finished Garamond, we got all the letters. This one is 15th century to 16th century. Okay. So that's done. Now, the next one, what is it? D dot. And we'll do this next time. D dot. Let's see this. John Bacherville. The D dot family. Bondonis Manolto. The birth of print media. The Encyclopedia. Okay. Well, that's done. So, after all of this, there's only one thing I know, we all know, we have learned, is the fact that everyone who is known for a long time ago, from 1500 to the year 0 and before, has a long beard which means they're known for something. So if you see a person with a long beard like that, just like today, or there was, like Osama bin Laden, he's known for something, and just like him, STN. But people who have small beards like him is just known for a very nice person, but a person with a long beard, that means he's a bad person. So everyone who's watching this video, remember that never go close to people who have long beard, because they'll kill you. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, well, I guess that's another chapter done. So we finished on the third one, and we got these ones. I got Explorer, find an ampersand. Okay then, we found that. We got Collector so far, and we got 360. Now the one I want the most is, of course, LOL. Complete the secret level. Now this better be good, because this must be a good level. If it's called LOL, that means it must be good. If it's just terrible, I'm gonna be disappointed, because it better be good. It says LOL and secret level. This better be interesting. So we know that much. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you want me to continue. Feel free to subscribe, and we'll continue next time on D-Dot. So thank you for watching, and I see you guys on the next video. See ya!